lambs can be a lot of work, but they're so much fun. Today I'm going to introduce you to our newest member of the Bar SC family, Starburst the bottle lamb.
Howdy, and welcome to the Bar SC Ranch, where you will experience our journey of running a family business, caring for animals, and doing life together. Subscribe now and be inspired here at the Bar SC.
One thing that I get to do here on the ranch is raise lambs for 4-H. Sometimes we'll occasionally get a lamb that is orphaned, and so today I'd like to introduce you guys to my newest bottle lamb. His name is Starburst, and I'll teach you guys a little bit about how to care for a bottle lamb. How does a lamb become a bottle lamb? Well, there are a couple different reasons. First off, if the ewe can't take care of the lamb, there are so many different reasons why, but if she has too many lambs and just can't take care of all of them, or if one of them gets sick or something, then it's your turn to step in and help them. Or if the ewe doesn't make it through the lambing, then you'll also have to step in and help take care of the lamb. So with Starburst, his mom didn't make it through the lambing, so we had to step in and just kind of become his mom and take care of him. A very important part about taking care of a bottle lamb is colostrum. So colostrum is the very first bit of milk that the mom produces. She'll produce it for about 24 hours. It's full of antibodies for the lamb to really build up their immune system and help them fight off any fatal diseases. And then it's also full of vitamin A and vitamin E. You need to get the colostrum into the lamb within the first 24 hours. If the mom didn't make it through the lambing, like she didn't with Starburst, we had to actually step in and give him the colostrum. There are a couple different ways to get colostrum. You can either buy a powdered form from pretty much any feed store. It's specifically made for lambs, and you just mix it up with some water and give it to them. Or you can find a ewe near you that has lost her lamb in the past 24 hours and try to milk out the colostrum from her. And that's probably the best, is to find a different ewe, because we can't perfectly replicate the colostrum. We can get really close and it does work, but it is better to get the antibodies from a ewe that is living near your lamb. And then the next important part is to dip the umbilical cord. So the umbilical cord sometimes can be really long when they're born. And so first off, you're going to need to cut it just so they don't step on it and pull it further. And to do that, you'll just take some floss, just normal dental floss, and you'll tie it around at the very base of the umbilical cord. And then you'll cut it off and leave about like 1 to 2 inches. You don't want to cut it too short, but still don't leave it too long. And then you'll use an iodine solution, put it in a cup, and then just dip their umbilical cord and really get the iodine all on their belly so that it kills any bacteria that could be near their belly. Banding a lamb and docking a lamb. So docking is where you take off their tail, and you can use a band. And depending on what kind of a lamb you have, if you just have it for a pet, you can leave a bit of tail. It's supposed to be your thumb's width, so about 1 inch. And then if you have a show lamb, you want to dock it really short. You don't want to leave any tail on there. And then banding, when you're banding your baby boy sheep, you want to make sure that before you let go of the band, that both testicles are in his sack before you let go of the band, and then also make sure that none of the teats are caught in the band. Just make sure those are out of the way too. Okay, when we banded Starburst, he was not very happy about it. It's not very comfortable for them, but they get over it in a couple of hours. He actually did really well. We did it at about, I believe he was 3 days old when we did it to him, and it went really well. There are a couple different ways you can bottle feed your lamb. If you have multiple lambs, you're going to want to use a bottle bar, which is where you can just use, you can have many bottles at a time, and then you can just feed multiple baby lambs at the same time, or you can just hand feed them. I personally prefer that because then you get closer to your lamb. And then the formula. If you have a ewe nearby, you can just milk her. You can also use goat's milk if you have a goat. We didn't have a goat or a lamb, so I just went to our feed store and you can buy special lamb formula. All the directions to give the formula to the lamb is on the back of the bag, which is very helpful because it's very different for different types of formula. You can also get a universal formula, which is for like all different kinds of animals. That one I found doesn't work as well with the lambs, but if that's all you have access to, it works perfectly fine. And then weaning. So Starburst right now is in the process of being weaned. All the information for weaning a lamb is also on the back of the bag of formula that you'll get. I have found it most helpful to wean them at 30 days. Usually I start weaning them at 30 days, and then they'll be weaned completely off a little bit over 30 days. You'll just start slowly taking the bottle away and really starting to introduce them to hay. It's really important to watch how much hay they're eating, because if they're really not eating the hay, you don't want to take away the bottle completely, because then you can get a really, really skinny lamb. So if your lamb is having trouble eating hay, I threw my lamb in with a slightly older lamb who does know how to eat hay, and that just really encouraged him to start really eating hay and getting weaned off of that bottle. So like I said, Starburst is in the process of being weaned right now. After I get him weaned off the bottle, he'll go out with the rest of my lambs, and then I'll start really getting him some special grain, and I'll start really watching his weight so that he can get ready for fair. And then I'll just be practicing with him every day, walking him, bracing him, and getting him all ready for the fair. If you have any questions about lamb showmanship, we have another video, so go check out that video.
If you enjoyed this video, we'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe and leave us a comment about what you'd like to see in future episodes. We'll see ya back on the ranch.